One key area that you need to focus on to succeed on Pinterest is to make sure that you understand the platform. It's not really like any other social media platform. And in order to harness the power that Pinterest has for your business, you have to use Pinterest in the way that it is intended. If you don't, if you use it like another social media platform, you'll probably find that it doesn't pay off nearly as big for you. It doesn't exhibit a lot of the characteristics that we see prevalent in other social media sites. For example, there's no real following of each other. Pinterest shifted from showing pins to followers to showing pins in the smart feed now. The best way to think about that is that it used to be that you saw pins published by the people or the brands that you followed. However, a couple of years ago, Pinterest changed all that. They no longer show you pins in your own feed based on who you follow. They now show you pins based on a whole collection of data that they have on you. It's really important to understand that because followers don't really matter that much anymore. However, on other social media platforms, they're vital. Another reason that Pinterest doesn't really look a lot like other social media platforms is that sharing directly with others, with your group of friends or your group of followers, isn't a thing. The closest that you have to sharing on Pinterest would be saving a pin to a board of yours. But that's not really sharing because you're not trying to tell others about it. It's really better looked at as you're sharing it or you're saving it, as we call it in Pinterest, so you can access it later so that you don't lose track of it. What Pinterest is, and probably a better way to look at it, is a search and discovery platform. People go to Pinterest to search ideas and discover new things that they can do to solve a particular problem or to inspire them for something that they want to do. Some people like to look at Pinterest as a personalized, archivable Google image search platform. In essence, people go onto Pinterest and can sift through a wide variety of images based on specific search queries. And as they're looking at these images, save certain ones to boards so they can go back and access them later, or so that they can keep and hold on to them for continued reference. Also, they can immediately click on it, not saving it to a specific board, but directly accessing the content by going to your website. Understanding that Pinterest acts more like a search engine than it does like a social media site is really the underpinning, pun intended, of how to use and understand Pinterest. Pinterest is best used when you use keywords that your target market is looking for, and you spread that across a wide variety of content that your target market is going to find exciting, interesting, inspiring, and engaging. Once you begin to think of Pinterest as more of a search aggregator, of more of a search engine, and more of a social bookmarking site than you do of a social media site, you'll start to see why it can build and build and build over time. See, that's one of the big differences in how Pinterest is going to play into working for your business, is pins build over time, and they don't lose traction. As a matter of fact, one popular study would say that the half-life of a pin actually is about 3.5 months in. It isn't fleeting and it isn't quick hit. Instead, it will allow you to build ongoing traffic over time. You'll see in some of our examples that Pinterest can build traffic so much so over time for you and in such a consistent fashion that you can even take time away from it and you'll still be getting traffic from it. While that might not be advisable, it really does tell the full story of Pinterest is used best by harnessing the search functionality that comes with keywording your content and consistently publishing it to Pinterest. And that's one of the final areas I want to touch on when it comes to understanding how to use Pinterest. You don't need to spend your time trying to build up a lengthy list of followers. You don't need to try to get a lot of pins or repins up before you can start sharing. Pinterest rewards consistent content, it rewards keywording, it rewards relevance, it rewards high engagement. These are the metrics that Pinterest uses to show your pins and share them and grow your account. Big brands can win really easily on platforms like Instagram and Facebook because they have large budgets and they have big followings. They have a lot at their disposal and they can almost squeeze you out of some of the things that you're trying to do on those social media platforms. But instead on Pinterest, we see small brands winning all the time. It's perhaps why it's become so popular with bloggers and food recipe website owners. Pinterest allows small businesses to win. and get organic traffic that they don't have to pay for, that only serves to help their business grow and builds over time. It's really important that you understand the platform that Pinterest is and how it's very different than other social media platforms, because that is exactly the place you need to start before you can build out your strategy on Pinterest, which is what we're going to be doing in the subsequent sections as we build out this course.